Yes, sir. Over to you.
Yes, good evening, everyone. As we approach the new year, I want to extend my heartfelt wishes for a healthy and prosperous new year, that is the 2025, to each one of you. My name is Sushil Grover. I am an author, leadership coach, mentor, and soft skill trainer. And today I am your host for this special session on artificial intelligence. So, due to high demand and many requests from those who missed out our earlier session, so we are thrilled to arrange another opportunity to dive into this transformative power of this AI. So I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. Anand Iyer from Chennai, who has graciously agreed to join us today. His expertise in the field of AI is invaluable, and I am confident that his insights will enhance our understanding of AI. So, without further ado, let's begin this enlightening journey into the realm of AI. आनंद जी, आपका स्वागत है। सबसे पहले शुरुआत में I would like to ask you, how does this artificial intelligence impacts our daily life today by giving some real life examples?
Sure. So first and foremost, thanks Sushil ji for hosting this, and thanks for your welcome, and thanks to each and every one of you for joining. I know it is vacation time; a lot of people will be in different places, but we just thought that we will do something which will be of it's not a program or anything, right? It's just a fun kind of an activity, and we will use that. So knowingly or unknowingly, AI is everywhere, right? So it is like air that we breathe, so we see air is everywhere. Similarly, we have water everywhere. So similarly, AI is everywhere. We may or may not realize it, right from your cell phone, where we are using it for unlocking the phone using facial or with your full fingerprints, or it could be you have a security camera at your offices or residences, where it uses it can detect like advanced cameras can actually detect anyone who is unwanted, like if of all the database is connected and all, right? Similarly, we don't have too much of instances in India, but outside of India, I was working with some of the top automotive companies like BMW, Volkswagen, and others. So there is a lot of experimentation happening on autonomous cars. So it is everywhere. And even if you look at our day-to-day appliances now, it is like there's a combination, I would say, IoT, Internet of Things, which is like device based, and then there is also AI, right? So there is a lot of combination, but there are some very simple use cases, right? So today I'm not going to cover anything in terms of how it works and all. We'll just see some of the live things in terms of how it can be used. So we have a lot of people in the room. So maybe I can take an example of same example whatever we did last time, because we have a mix of men and women. So I was expecting more women to also join. So in that case, we would have taken an example of how it can be used in cooking. But let me take a simple example of how AI can be used in, say, for example, you are doing a vacation planning, right? So let's start with that. And then we will also look at the cooking example, so that people will be able to see that how it can be used on a day-to-day basis. So just give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. Yeah. So this is a tool called as Chat GPT. I'm sure a lot of people would have heard about it or used it. So I'm just going to use it. I'm not going into details of how it works and all those things. So probably we'll look at it in some other day. So let us take a simple example. So last time we looked at an example of Shimla. Let's say let's now be more I would say mm, more optimistic, and let's say we are going for a Europe trip, right? And let's say how ChatGPT can help with a tour like that. And let's say we are going to Europe for a 15-day trip, and you have already planned it, right, in terms of how many days you will be there. And also maybe let's say we are going to focus on, say, DACH region. DACH is Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Netherlands, and few of those countries. Because obviously in 15 days you may not be able to, or let's make it as 10 day, and let's say we want to cover this, and then maybe we can even use Benelux, which is Belgium, Luxembourg, and a few other neighboring countries. So let's say we want to do it, and the example that I'm giving you can replace with any place, right? For example, let's say you want to go to Ooty or Shimla or Kashmir or any place in India, you can use the same example. So let's say how ChatGPT can, to what extent it can help, right? So typically earlier what used to happen is we used to go to Google, we'll do a search, and Google Baba used to give us a list of hundreds and thousands of sites where I have to go and look into each of those and then pull whatever information is needed. Now, ChatGPT works in a slightly different way. So, what I'm going to ask it, I'm going to type it. There is, in fact, an option of even speaking to it. But we will go with a simple thing like anyone can do, right? We'll just go to type certain things, and it is also going to reply to us in terms of typing back to us, right? So, that's as simple as that. So, if you know English, if you can use your laptop, you can just open your laptop, you can get started with AI. This is generative AI. Obviously, AI is much larger field. It has a lot of things in terms of data science. It has neural NLP, natural language processing, neural networks, and so many things. So let's not even go there. So what I am looking at is something very simple. So I'm going to create, then this is a live thing. This is not recorded or something which I had recorded earlier. We will do it live just to show you how simple it can be. So let's say I'm going to give it a role. So I'm telling that you are a travel expert. I need to plan for a 10-day. I'm making a mistake deliberately just to see whether it is able to identify that. I need to plan for a 10-day itinerary to Europe, especially dark. So these are like a cluster of countries, people who may not be aware, right? So DACH is generally, D generally stands for Deutschland, which is Germany, and all the neighboring countries around Germany, and then Benelux is Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. So this is something which is they call it as particular. Like you have then northern, you have Northern Europe, where it is Norway, Sweden, and all those countries, right? So they have given some nomenclature so that it can be easily clubbed. So because I have 10 days, so I'm just looking at these two. Let's say I have a 20-day, I can cover almost the entire Europe in 20 days or 25 days. But let's just for clarity purpose, we are just looking at it. So I need to plan for a 10-day itinerary to Europe. I'm giving more details. I am flying from, say, Delhi or say Mumbai to first I'm going to Germany. That is how my travel starts. I am a vegetarian because again this is a big challenge for people, especially in Europe. So you will not get vegetarian, and so I'm giving it more information so that it can help me with a proper plan, right? Can you please suggest the best itinerary for the same for this 10-day trip? I'm also giving it a budget. I have a budget of, say, so now it knows that okay, I have around 2.5 lakhs. So based on that, it will, like, if I increase the budget, obviously it will give me more expensive options. But I'm so let us see how quickly it can help us. So I've given that. So it is now thinking because I'm using the latest 4.0, which is the Omni model of ChatGPT. So DACH, it is Germany, Australia, and Switzerland, and Benelux is Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and right. So this is how it is giving me the, like, day wise, what I should be doing. So for example, day one it is telling I'm flying from Mumbai, I will be arriving at Frankfurt. And then afternoon it is telling me that, and then we'll check in into a, so based on my budget it has given me the name of the hotel which I can, it is telling budget friendly hotel, and then it is telling me what should I do on that day, and then evening dinner, and it is giving me even the name of a restaurant which specializes in vegan and vegetarian options, and transport, it is also giving me approximately 10 euros I have to spend, where I can get a day pass. Day pass, the advantage is in Germany you can use it for multiple, right? Not just the train, you can use it for bus, anything. So just take a day pass and then you can travel. I can give more details in terms of what is the purpose of my visit, right? So is it, am I going on a holiday? Am I going on a hiking trekking kind of thing with my friends? Am I going on a honeymoon or with my spouse? So depending on that, it will change this. We will see that how it works, and then it is giving me day wise, day one, day two, what I should do, then day three Munich. So first 3 days it is all in Germany, and then day four it moves to Austria, so Salzburg and Vienna, and then Zurich. And people who have actually gone to Europe or who know all these places, they can vouch, right, in terms of, because I have been to some of these places, not to all, been to Germany multiple times. So Zurich, and then day 7 Lucerne and Interlaken. So these are all in Switzerland. And then day 8 we go to Belgium, day 9 Netherlands, day 10 is departure, fly back from to Mumbai from Amsterdam directly, and it is also giving me what is the budget airlines, right? So this is how it has planned day wise for me. Now I can ask it more questions, and then it is also giving me a budget background, right? Flight from Mumbai to Germany, so roughly this much, accommodation and an average 7,000 per night, so 70,000. Eurorail passes 50,000, so it is giving me approximately this much. Let me know if you like assistance with booking or any customization, right? So now let's say uh, I am going on a hiking trip with few friends. We'll see how quickly it can change, right? Can you change, can you change my itinerary accord? So I'm giving it a more situation, right? So telling that now I'm actually going on a hiking trip. So now it is just you can see it is actually updating the itinerary, and then it is going to give me a slightly different flavor of my. So now, like the places that we are talking about, some of them now you can see, right? So we arrive at Munich in Germany, but after that, if you see, this place was not there. Like for example, earlier we had day two was different. It was Edinburgh and Heidelberg and Black Forest, right? But now it is giving me a complete different option, because now I have given it a very specific requirement that I want to go for hiking. So you can, it is talking about hiking around Germany's highest peak. So it is giving the name of that peak. So that is day two. And day three also, now suddenly it has changed, right? From earlier, now it is giving Innsbruck, which was not there earlier. And because there are a lot of trails here, and then we can explore the Alps mountain range. And then day four is also Austria, and day five we are going to Switzerland. Now again it is giving me a different, it is not giving me Zurich and all those places, because now my focus is very different. I'm going on a trekking kind of thing, right? So now you can see, and it is also recommending what are the gear, hiking gear that I should use and all those things. So this is how it has clearly done that. Now I can go more deeper, right? For example, I can ask it what hotels I should stay, or what are the other places that I can look at and all. So now let us quickly change this. And, let's say, So I'm now just changing the context. So I'm telling that, okay, now I'm going to, um, so now let's see how quickly it changes. Just imagine like you have, and you can ask it more questions. Huh? So for example, if you want to know exactly where you want to stay, what are the options, what are the vegetarian hotels in each of these places, it will give that. We will try that as well. Now we have changed it from hiking to a kids trip, right? Because now we have kids, so obviously the destinations and everything needs to be different. So now if you see, immediately after landing in Munich, it is telling that we can go to Deutsche Museum, children's section for interactive exhibits, and then there is another place that it is talking about, and then the relaxed dinner. It is a family friendly hotel. It is telling on around 100 euros per night. And then now if you see, right, day two, it is going, we are going to a castle. So earlier case we were going to a different place. And then it is also giving a tip in terms of packing snacks and comfortable washing walking shoes for kids, all these things, right? So now you can see it has changed the entire itinerary within a fraction of seconds to something based on that. And then it is also telling like tips for, again, it doesn't know, like if I give the age of my kids, what are our preferences and all those things, it can even give me more details, right? So for example, can you please suggest good hotels at each of this place? And best part is it can actually even give you a suggestion. For example, if you go to Vrindavan Gardens in Mysore, so I think it is not open on Monday or some particular day. So when you ask it, no, it will even tell you that don't go on a Monday to this particular place because it will be not open, right? So it goes into that level of detail. So now it is also giving you some names of the hotel based on your budget, and which will be like more centralized and closer to where you want to visit. So you can just see in a moment, like in 5 to maximum 10 minutes, we were able to get all the information, where I'll be staying, what I'll be doing, and I can even go into more details, right? So this is the way it interacts. So that's as easy. So if you know English, if you know how to open a laptop, and if you can just log into this, and good thing is like whatever I have done in OpenAI Chat GPT, there are other tools like Gemini from Google, and there are so many other things which you can use. So Surendra ji, if you can just hold on for some time, I'll take all the questions at the later time, because then what happens is the flow gets interrupted. So last 15-20 minutes will only give for Q&A, right? So just hold on for some time. We'll definitely answer each and every question. So just wanted to give you a view of how easy and quick thing that you can do. And let's take another example. I'm going completely in a different direction now. So let's say, I know that it's not always the women who cook, sometimes even men are good cooks. Let's say you have prepared matar paneer, right? And let's say it has become more salty. Now you don't know what to do. Like, I want to reduce the salt so that people can eat. Let's see if ChatGPT can help with that. So I think this could be a very good example that I would say, which we can use on a day-to-day basis, right? So I have prepared matar paneer and it has become more salty. Can you please help me in reducing the saltiness? So let's see if it can help. So now just see, it is giving you not one, it is giving you multiple ways how you can reduce the salt in matar paneer, right? So in case if there is a mistake, because it always happens, right? We are all human beings, and sometimes suddenly we will realize that when you are tasting that the salt is more. Now it is giving a lot of examples of what you can do. So for example, here several ways to reduce saltiness in your matar paneer. So one is adding dairy, so cream or yogurt, a few tablespoons of fresh cream or unsweetened yogurt, so it will balance the saltiness. Paneer, you can add extra pieces of unsalted paneer, so which will absorb some salt. Then you can add starch. I'm sure people who are cooking, they will know all these techniques. Potatoes, add a peeled half potato into the curry and simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. that the potato will absorb excess salt, remove it before serving, obviously, and then cooked rice. So add a small amount of cooked unsalted rice, blend it into the gravy to thicken and reduce saltiness. Next is it is telling you can increase the volume by adding tomato puree. You can add more vegetables which are boiled and unsalted, right? So that is another thing. You can even add, you can sweeten it, right? Add some amount of sugar or honey to balance the saltiness. You can start with half teaspoon and then you can dilute it. So just imagine it is giving you 6 different ways of reducing salt, and like you don't have to worry, right? So let's say there are guests coming, you can use one or many of these, and always taste after each adjustment and make gradual changes to avoid altering the flavor balance too much. It is also giving you a tip for a quick fix. Serve the matar paneer with unsalted rice or roti to counter the saltiness. That is the worst case scenario. So just imagine within a few seconds it has given you a tip which sometimes we may know based on our experience. And for example, I'm not a very good cook, my wife is a good cook, but I am not. So if let's say I am cooking and suddenly this happens, so this is as simple as how I can solve this. So these are some simple ways of how AI can, and I'll give you one more example from my personal life. So I have a Canon printer, and one day I was having some challenge with printing. So what I did is I asked ChatGPT, I gave it the model number and told what was the problem. It gave me step by step how I can resolve that problem, and my printer started working. So if I have to call someone from Canon, they will take 24 hours to come, and obviously they are not going to do it free of cost. So it was a simple thing, but they would have charged me 400, 500 for that visit, right? But now with this kind of tool, I can. But one thing is, I would just request. I think some people are annotating here on the screen, so just request you not to do that. Yeah. So this is as simple as that, right? So it can be used in multiple purpose. Obviously, I would not recommend you to play the role of a someone who is repairing your things and all. Printer is fine. Let's say if there is a problem with your refrigerator or washing machine, it is better to call a professional. But at least it will tell you what to tell them. Okay, what problem I am facing. You can tell them my washing machine is showing this error, and you tell that this is a Whirlpool washing machine. This is the model. So it will actually tell you what is the problem, and then you can talk to the technician, say I'm getting this error and I think this is the issue. That guy will be very surprised. आपको कैसे पता चला? So that's how you can use these generative AI tools on a day-to-day basis. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of examples, but just wanted to show you how easy and how quickly we can do it. So hope
That's
I
really
gave
great.
you a long answer, but I hope that gives you a good idea, Sushil ji.
No, that's really great. That means that if a person is might be from any field, whether he is from business, job, housewife, retired, any person from any field, and if he or she is stuck anywhere, so then he can at least take guidance. That is the thing, and that's really wonderful. And Anandji, this I know that you have created this framework on AI that's called
Hmm.
Riches, where you create multiple streams of incomes. So,
Yes.
can you please tell us something about that Riches framework? And you talk about that financial freedom also. So, can
Sure,
you
I'll do
elaborate
that
on that?
definitely. So before that, just like some people may not be very comfortable with English, right? Could be, or you are more comfortable in other language. So, for example, the same answer, whatever we have got, Chat GPT at least understands 15 Indian languages. So it is Hindi, Punjabi, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati, so on and so forth. So now I'm asking it to just give me the answer in Hindi. I'm sure people who can read Hindi, I can to some extent. So just same thing. So it is telling मटर पनीर में अगर नमक ज़्यादा हो गया है तो उसे कम करने के लिए आप निम्नलिखित उपाय आजमा सकते हैं. सो डेयरी उत्पादन जोड़ें, स्टार्च का उपयोग करें, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ, राइट? सो सेम थिंग इट हैज़ गिवन इन हिंदी विद इन जस्ट a fraction of seconds. So if you are not comfortable with English, you can do that. Now, Sushil ji, coming to your question. So uh, initially I was planning to write a book on AI, and my initial thought was to write a very comprehensive book which will be like 400, 500 pages, because there's so much to cover in that. But one of my coaches told that, hey, in today's world, people don't have that much time, right? They will not read a 300, 400 page book. So why don't you break it into a series? So that is where I got this idea of creating a book like Netflix. Because if you see Netflix, right, if you watch the first episode of any serial in Netflix, you will be hooked. They will make it so interesting. They will end it in such a way that you will be forced to see the next episode, and then you will be hooked to that particular serial, and you will sometimes do a binge watching. So my thought of writing the set of books is very similar. So what I have done is the same 400, 500 page book. Now I have broken it into 10 small books so that each book by itself can be of value, because each book covers different topics. But at the same time, let's say someone doesn't want to read all the 10, they can still pick one or two or four or five, whatever. And what also happened is I also I was looking around for a lot of these AI trainings, and they were only talking about different tools, how you can use this tool, that tool. Obviously there are, like, as of now I know there are few thousands of tools available, and every day some few additional tools are getting introduced. But I thought that is something which everyone is doing, and it is not, honestly, end of the day, what will you do with a tool? You need to use it somewhere, right? So that is where I came up with this framework called as AI riches. So let me quickly see if I can share that picture also with you. So AI riches actually is a framework which has 6 elements. So when I say riches, it actually is just one second. So it is actually an acronym. Each of these words stands for something. I'll quickly show you that. And my idea was that obviously one of the R's, right? RICHE. The E part is getting multiple sources of income, because today one of the biggest challenge that we have for working professionals is that people. What happens is, just one second. Yeah, this is the. So this is a framework that I've created, and good thing is, like, in Cognizant and HCL, I have created a lot of these kind of frameworks. So that helped me. So it is an acronym. So R is recognize opportunities in AI. What are the different AIs? And because we have working professionals from different field coming here, right? So it's not only IT professionals. So just wanted to clarify that. So this is framework which can be used for any working professional in any industry. So R is more in terms of creating that awareness. What industries, what are the use cases? For example, how it is used in banking, in insurance, in healthcare, in retail, in consumer goods, in energies and utilities, in automotive, in manufacturing, and so on and so forth. Second, what are the different roles, right? For example, you may be in sales, marketing, HR, finance, any of those. So how AI is getting used in it. So that is the R part of it. I is obviously, once I know that there is so much of opportunity in AI, how do I leverage it? Obviously, I need to do an investment. So if you look at the word learning, right? So what it says is, before I earn, I have to learn, right? So learning has earning into it. So obviously, I cannot earn something without learning. So that is where you start your investment in your learning, and you get the basic skills of generative AI, which you can use for with different aspects, which we'll see. Now, see, is once I learn this, next is I start creating. So I can start using this for solving business problem. I can use for uh, doing automation and so many things, right? So that is create value is C. H is harness technology. So once I know how to use these tools, or I have understood, now next is to increase the efficiency, productivity, and innovation. How can you use AI for all these things? And then next is E and S. So E is more in terms of expanding your influence, right? Becoming a thought leader in AI, sharing different insights and driving influence. Because today, every industry has an impact of AI. So rather than you waiting for AI to come, what you can do is you can actually leverage the power of AI, and immediately you can do that. And then finally, S stands for securing financial freedom. So how do you achieve time and financial freedom through diversified AI income streams? So there are in fact one or two books where I am covering different ways you can, like, for example, simple one, right? Anyone can write a book. It just takes maybe a maximum week where you write a book, you can publish it on Amazon free of cost, and that becomes your source of income. Because once you write a book and once it starts selling, then it is very easy for you to start selling that. And then it becomes a passive income, because once it becomes popular, obviously you will have to do some promotion initially to make the book to sell, but once that happens, it's a lifelong income for you, right? You will keep on getting, and then there are so many ways you can actually increase that. For example, I can translate that book into different languages. I can create a audio book out of it. I can create in fact, there are few friends that I'm aware of in my author community where they have got offers from filmmakers who wants to take the rights of their book to make that into a movie, right? Or you can also create a own serial with the tools that we are going to see now. It's something, it is possible, right? You can actually make a feature film with a, with, if you have a good idea and a good story, right? So there are so many different ways. So that is what I'm covering. And then as part of the book, what I also thought is, yes, book is only a one way, right? People can only read, they may not be able to ask any questions. So what I have done is I have created a course around the same thing, which is a 10-day course where I am covering the same 10 books in 10 days, but the content is different in the sense that what you have in the book is not what is there in the course. It is a very hands-on kind of course where whatever you saw me doing a demo now, I'll actually make people to do that in the particular course. So they will get that confidence that yes, they can also do it, because I am an AI person for the last 1.5 years. So people will think, hey, this guy knows because he is doing this for so long. But in the 10-day program, most of the participants will be actually creating their own ebooks. They will be doing a lot of those kind of things, and they will get that confidence that yes, it is something that they can do. So that is how all about my book and the program, Sushil.
Great, great, great. So, Anandji, one more thing that they, in the audience, there might be people who are very new, and maybe that they are looking for this. And nowadays, basically, people are looking for this uh, extending their reach through the platforms like Instagram, YouTube. So, if because lot many people are making videos also. So, does this AI also helps to the newcomer, a novice person also, that he or she can create videos and post on Instagram and YouTube, so that this AI can help. So is there a way in this field also?
Yes, definitely. So actually, I'll let me show you a live thing rather than again showing, right? Again, I'm not getting into the name of the tool and all those things. That is immaterial, but I'll just quickly show you how easy it can be, right? So for example, let's say you have a recorded video and you want to edit that video, or you want to translate that video. It can be done so easily, right? So for example, let's say I want to just create a video by using text. So it is asking me like what kind of video you want to create, right? So let's say I want to create a viral TikTok, or it could be a product demo, or anything. So let's say you ask specifically for social media. So I will say I want to create a Insta reel. Insta reel is typically less than 60 seconds on. Let's take a very common and like very popular topic like sustainability, right? Because that is something I think everyone talks about. So there are different ways of doing it. One is I can record my video and then I can do an edit. But let's see, if I have to generate a video, right? I want to create an Insta reel on sustainability. Uh, I will just say for 45 seconds. Now let's see how easily. Now, if you know how to use English, this may take some time because we are actually on a live this one. Yeah. So it is first giving you a first like avatar in terms of who I want. Let's say I want to use Lily for this, and then I have to just say continue. Then next, it is giving me a different like this is the script that is going to come. So now I can choose the tone, right? For example, is it inspirational, informative, engaging? Let's say I want to make it engaging. Now, who is my target audience? Let's say young adults and students. We can have different target audience, right? And then we will just say rewrite, because now I have changed all this, right? So now we have the script. Now let's see how quickly it can create. So I just go continue. So it is now preparing the script and it is creating. So if you have any other questions, I can answer by the time this video gets created.
So what is the name of this tool? Weed.
Yeah, Weed is the name of this particular tool. But we will also
So,
look at another amazing tool from OpenAI, which is called as Sora.
so
So
that is
let
a
me talk.
paid or free version, this Weed.
This is a paid version because obviously I need it for a lot of my projects, because apart from my book and other things, I am also doing a lot of consulting for my clients, like who are global in nature. So I
How much would
definitely
be the cost if a paid version is taken, or if paid version is not taken, free version, then a person, what can a person utilize if he or she wants to utilize this free
free
version?
version.
What
Yeah, free version you can definitely like utilize it in terms of you don't have to uh, sorry. So free version, obviously there will be limitation in terms of how much time you can use it for and all. But paid version, obviously most of these tools which are like paid version, they are very very expensive. So from that perspective, I would not recommend anyone to use the paid version unless and until uh, like there is a proper use case for it, right? Just for creating videos and other things, you can directly do it on your mobile device itself. You don't have to talk about it. Like you don't have to go for a paid version for it. Just 1 second.
Sustainability isn't just a buzzword, it's a lifestyle we
You
all
are able to hear whatever it's playing.
Yes, yes, yes. Sure, we are able to hear.
So currently it is in tall portrait, but let's say I want to make it into a YouTube, just see how easy it is. So now you can see, right, it is in a portrait format. Now I want to make it into YouTube. Suddenly you can just see it has become 16:9. And now just see how,
need to embrace. Imagine if every time you chose a reusable bag over plastic, you were saving marine life. Or if you opted for public transport instead of driving, you were reducing carbon emissions. Small choices add up. Think about your wardrobe. Fast fashion is a huge contributor to waste. Instead, try thrifting or swapping clothes with friends. It's fun and eco-friendly. And let's not forget about food. Supporting local farmers not only boosts our economy, but also cuts down on transportation emissions. Every action counts. Whether it's reducing water usage or composting, we can all make a difference. So let's challenge ourselves to be more mindful. Together, we can create a sustainable future that's not just good for the planet, but good for us too.
so it's as simple
That
as this,
means
right?
this video can be created within minutes.
Yes, this was live. I didn't have this. Just as we are speaking, I created this video, and best part is like I can also repurpose it, right? So, for example, let's say I want to put it in an Insta post. Now it is 16:9, which means that the ratio of length versus the height is 16 bar now. Let's say now I want to do it for Insta. I'm just clicking there. So now if you see, it is a 1:1, which means that it's a square kind of post. Same thing.
Sustainability isn't just a buzzword, it's a lifestyle.
So you can just see how quickly, right? And then you can just, this is the original. You can use it for YouTube, Insta Story, Insta Reel, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Post, Snapchat, tall portrait, portrait, square, landscape. You have so many wild landscape. So you can just create it and then repurpose it, right? I want to put it on YouTube, I can do it. I can quickly want to do it on Insta, TikTok, I can do it. So now it is a really, I would say, a democratic tool now. No, anyone who has no expertise and who doesn't know, just by spending some time, because they need to learn some basic things. Once they do that, they can create a video. And then obviously, since it's a paid version, there is also something called as credits, because the videos and all, they use this lot of I would say memory, right? So simple example I would say, Sushil ji, is let's say in a house you are using fan and light, so it will consume say 30 or 40 watts. But if you are using an AC or a washing machine, it is going to consume lot of more electricity. So very similar to that, when you are doing a text prompting, you will use very less memory. But when you are talking about a video, it, because now you have not only the video, there is an audio, there is a background, you are uh, putting lot of components together. So that is where it will consume lot of GPUs. They call it as GPUs, which is the unit which is used for measuring how much memory is getting used, right? So that is how it works. So it is as simple as this. Now anyone, and this can be also translated. In fact, this tool also has a translated version. So I'm not going to do the translation right now, but there are so many languages, right? So there are, like, I think thousands of hundreds of languages, like Gujarati is there, Hindi is there, and so many foreign languages. So this same content I can translate it, and it can go into any of the social media. So now it is as simple as this.
That's really
Hope
great.
this.
And, yes, wonderful. And thank you so much for enlightening us, for sharing your this insights on artificial intelligence. And before we move on to this question and answer sessions, so Anandji, I would like to ask from you that your program is beginning on 2nd of January. So means tell us something about that program so that people can enroll for that program. What benefits they're going to get it? Just in brief, if you can tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'll share it in the group in more detail, but it's essentially it's a 10-day program. So in fact, there are two programs. So one is for working professionals. So there are two batches. One starts from 8:15 in the morning to 9:15 in the morning, and then there is another program which is happening on the same day at 9:15 to 10:15 in the night, and people can attend either one or both depending on their availability, because sometimes some people want to attend both, because obviously what happens is the content is the same, but the way you are asking me question, depending on what questions people ask, the content gets changed, right? It's very like, I don't like, I have some few slides which is just for explanation, but most of the other things are very hands on. Depending on what people are asking, we will immediately create that, and I'll also make people also give a very small assignment. Like for example, day one they will just go and create a account on OpenAI. Day two they will actually create a small content out of it. Day three they will actually create an ebook. Day four they will create something else. So every day there will be a small assignment so that they become familiar with it. So within 10 days they will get that kind of comfort where they will be able to use. For example, we also see how you can do data analysis on with ChatGPT. We can also see if there are books that you want to read and summarize within within few minutes, how an entire book can be summarized, and we can get the summary, and we can even do a chapter wise summary. And then we will also look at like for example, uh, I think Guhan is from my college, so he knows that in SPJN or any of the B schools, they will, one of the most used tool is the PowerPoint presentation, and like you can wake any one of us, and in the middle of the night we can create a PowerPoint presentation. So it used to take us maybe say 30 minutes or 1 hour, 2 hour to create a presentation. Now we have tools which can create the same presentation within, I would say, less than 3 to 4 minutes, with all the proper template, background, everything. You don't have to do anything, even including the visuals, right? So it is as simple as that. So we will cover that. And then we, most importantly, in fact, we spent 2 days, one day on how to write prompts so that you will get the response, right? Because that is also an art and science. And then most important thing, 2 days we will be spending on how to generate different, what are the different sources of income that we can generate. So we discuss at least 10 to 12 different ideas, and then we will also look at how you can automate some basic small tasks using AI. So these are all what we cover in 10 days. And then last day we also look at what is the meaning of financial when we say that I want to be financially free, what is the real meaning of it, right? When do you really become a financially free person? What is the definition? Because many people don't even know that. So these are all the things that we cover. Now the same 10-day program is also for women on career break. The topics are the same, but the examples will be very different. So for example, you already saw today the way we looked at cooking and some of those things, right? For example, a women on a career break may need AI to help their children in studies. So we will cover those kind of things. So some of the topic is going to be the same, but the use cases will be different, right? Because for them, some of them may want to get into a consultant kind of a role and do a freelancing, or say, let's say someone is already into, they are into drawing, right? They are doing mandala art and some other kind of art and craft, and they want to use AI to take it to different people and sell that product on different marketplaces and all. So we will cover those aspects. So the examples will be different for the working professionals and for women, but the topic wise it is going to be the same. So idea is that after 10 days they will get that confidence back, especially women when they are on a career break, right? The first thing that they lose is their confidence, because they have not worked for a long time. They always feel that they have wasted so much of their time in terms of getting education, and they are not able to use it because sometimes they have a small kid at home, they cannot leave that kid and go for work, or they have uh, old parents or in-laws whom they have to take care, or sometimes it is both. Now in that kind of scenario it's very difficult for them to go out and work, right? Whereas with AI they can easily create a income stream of anywhere, I would say, between 30,000 to 1 lakh or more, depending on how much they are able to spend in terms of time. Maximum they need to spend hour or two, and that too also 4 to 5 days in a week, not all 7 days. So depending on that, they can easily create that kind of income using the techniques that we see here. And then I also have a level 2 program where I can actually help them step by step in helping each and every thing, right? For example, this 8 to 10 different types of income, how do you actually do that? Because in 10 days obviously we cannot cover everything in detail, but in the 3-month program, which is the hands-on kind of program, I'll actually help them, right? For example, to write their book, get it published on Amazon free of cost without spending. How do they market that book? How do they create maybe a course out of that particular topic, and so on and so forth? There are so many different ideas. So that is what is covered in those 10 days. So for women, the program will be like between 4 to 5 in the afternoon, so that they like that is I found that that's a right time where they don't have to worry about the morning meal or evening meal. So 4 to 5 relatively they will be free, and because morning times and evening times they will be busy with multiple things, right? So the same from 2nd to 9th, we will have people for the women, and then morning and evening. And the benefit of the morning and evening is like people can attend it either time, right? Supposing let's say on one particular day I have a meeting in the evening and I cannot attend it, I can attend in the morning. Only thing is, yes, people will have to plan if they are attending in the morning, because after evening the next day the topic will be different, right? So they will have to do advanced planning if they have to attend in the morning instead of evening. Morning people, they will not have a problem, because if they miss the morning session they can easily join the evening session. So that is what is covered as part of this. So it's, I would say, very user friendly, and I'm sure you have also gone through that program and few
Yes, I
other.
attended your program. That was wonderful program, and in 10 days, definitely, I thought that I know a little bit because I was using this Chat GPT earlier also, but that was only a fraction of it. But once I attended your this 10 days program, so it was really this eye-opening these 10 days, and moreover that I have still not gone through your complete notes. So I have just if I go through the whole notes, so definitely, I will definitely earn so much extra income, and I can also create multiple streams of incomes. So I sincerely recommend that all the persons who are attending this program must go through this level 1 program. So Anandji, if you can, how this tell us about how one can register for this program and what will be the costing, that will also be beneficial for the audience also.
Yeah, so it's a beta batch in the sense that it is not open for general public as of yet. So I'm planning to open this post Pongal. So we are just doing beta so that I will also get a feedback from people, and if I have to do some corrections in that. So when the program will be launched, it will be 2,999 for 10 days. So I would say probably small pizza every day if you have for 10 days, that is going to be the cost. But only thing is, in 10 days if you eat pizza you are going to have a bad health, but here in 10 days you at least your mind will get open in terms of what is the possibility that you have. Obviously I cannot guarantee that in 10 days you will become an expert, which is something which you should not expect, but at least in 10 days you will get so much of awareness that AI can do so many things, right? So that is the whole purpose of it.
So
Yes,
that's
Savita.
great. And
Sorry, I think
what is
Savita ji
the
has got a question. So yeah, जो 4 से 5 बजे वाला जो प्रोग्राम है सविता जी, that is for women on career break. Examples will be different, but the content is almost going to be the same. So same topic, whatever I am covering in my book, the same thing is going to be used. But like as you saw the example today, right, about cooking and holiday planning, even you can plan for children's studies. It can also help in simplifying concepts, right? For example, you can try it yourself. You can ask a very tough topic like quantum physics and ask it to simplify. AI will be able to do. Just tell it that you want it to be simplified so that a 5-year-old kid can understand quantum physics, and it will give you a way of simplified version of that. It will be so simple that anyone will be able to understand, and the mother will be able to help the child with that, right? So that's what we are covering. So that is the reason we have put it at 4 to 5, so that more number of women can also attend that.
So now, before we conclude, I would like to encourage the audience to participate and ask questions if they have any questions.
And one
So
more thing before I answer, I'll definitely answer all the questions. So I believe you have an Insta channel where you talk about soft skills training using Bollywood, right? That is an example,
yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. So there are a lot of use cases for Bollywood. Like in the last batch, people were asking me. Uh, Savita ji, I'll answer your question. Just give me a minute. So, for example, in Bollywood, how can AI help in Bollywood? So, if you look at some of the blockbusters movies in the last 2 3 years, there are multiple use cases of AI. First is, if you have an idea in your mind in terms of story, you can use AI to create a complete storyboarding for you, right? Second, it can help in defining the characters, right? Let's say, like example, Bahubali movie, right? So it will talk about the different characters at the beginning of the movie, right? In terms of detail, who they are, and they will give an introduction. So AI can actually help you in creating that kind of characters, depending on what kind of character, positive, negative, neutral, what role that you want to give and all. Third, it is very useful for creating posters, right? For example, the movie posters, it can do that. VFX is something which is like, for example, in the same movie Bahubali, so many scenes that you see, right? All of them were all definitely using technology, primarily AI. They call it as VFX, which is used for creating the effects of that. It can be used for creating background music. It can be created for used for creating even songs completely which is not at all there, right? So it can help you with that. It can help you with the dialogues, right? You want to create a punch dialogue, right? For example, I'm sure most of you would have seen the movie Sholay. There are still some dialogues which are so memorable today, right? So you can give that example to it and say that I want to create similar kind of dialogues. It can actually do that. You can try it out. You can try, all of you who are in the call today. No, you can just play with the tool ChatGPT. I'll give you the link. You can just go and register and use the free version. Obviously, there are limitations with the free version, but you can just freak out with all these things. You can just try it out. It will be real fun. Right? So there are so many other instances. I know at least there are 15-20 different use cases for films, serials, and all those things. So we'll now open it for questions. So if anyone has a question, you can just, there is something called as a raise hand. You can just click on that and we will, like, you can ask one by one. So yeah, Surendraji. Yes.
I had a small question, Anand.
Yes.
In the travel use case, you have given him a role. You are a travel expert.
Hmm.
So what if I do not define him as a role, and I just ask question straight away? Does that
Hmm.
make any difference?
Where it will make a difference is if you don't give a role, the answer will be slightly more generic. But when you say you are a travel expert, then what it will do is, see, typically, first you have to understand how these models are trained. So what happens is, like a model like ChatGPT, they would have given it billions of words. Now, when I say words, it will come from different books, different internet sources, from different libraries, from different podcasts, YouTube videos, and so many things they would have used to train the model. Now, when you say that you are a particular role, for example, in travel, you may not see that much of difference. But let's say, I think Savita ji was telling that she is a biology teacher, right? A science teacher, and she wants to start teaching online. Now, if she gives the role of science teacher to the tool, then what will happen is it will filter out all the other information and thus only focus on the science related subjects. And then when she asks questions related to that, she can easily create content, create books, whatever related to that particular topic. It will also help in different ways, right? For example, it helps in personalized learning. Like if there are some students maybe not very good in studies and you want to put extra effort for them, you want to create some extra content, personalized content, it can help you with that. When you give that role, then it will actually, it is like um, if I'm sure all of you would have read Ramayana, right? So in Ramayana, Hanumanji has a power, and he is like he can do anything. But only problem with Hanumanji is someone has to remind him that you have this power, and once someone reminds him, then he assumes that role or that particular avatar. And then, like for example, when where they were thinking that how we will cross this big ocean to Lanka. So Jamban tells him that hey, you have this power of flying, so why don't you use that? Then suddenly he realizes, and then he flies over the ocean. So Chat GPT, I would say, is something very similar to that. So once you give it that role, then it knows that yes, I have to now play the role of a science teacher or a travel agent or travel expert. Then it will give you a better suggestion. So you can still use it without it for itinerary and all those things. But when it comes to specific topics like quantum physics, so you say that you are a physicist like Einstein, you actually then make it like an Einstein. So it will become that, it will assume that kind of role. It is actually a genius. So once you give that role, then you will get a better answer for your questions.
Hey, thanks, Anand. Thanks for that. And I am looking like AI hungry, so I will also have that 10-day pizza of AI from you. I'm looking forward. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I'll share the details in the group, and you can just register and join. So the more the merrier, right? Because my idea is to take this to as many people as possible, and then I'll discuss more in the program, right? In terms of what is my vision and how I am planning to do that. Yes. Any other questions? Thanks, Virendra. सविता जी, आपको कुछ प्रश्न पूछने थे, आप पूछ सकते हैं.
मैं बस that's the thing you have answered.
Okay. नहीं, आप कर सकते हैं.
Thank you
Easy.
so much.
Very one thing you have to understand is AI is a tool, right? So एक
Yes.
कहावत है, वो बोलते हैं
हाँ
कि
जी.
a fool with a tool will always remain a fool, right? But at the same time, we use our human intelligence and artificial intelligence, you can create magic. आपका इतना
हाँ
साल का अनुभव है जो साइंस में, आप वो
हाँ
प्लस
जी.
एआई का मैजिक देखिए कि आपको जो कंटेंट, मान लीजिए आपको खुद अगर क्रिएट करना है ये कंटेंट, सो आपको
हाँ
महीने
जी.
लग जाएंगे अगर एक एक कंटेंट क्या
बिल्कुल.
बनाना है, उसमें क्या टॉपिक जाना है. We will actually use, if you join the program, we will actually create a content for you so that you can start
Oh,
your online business immediately after the 10 days or during the 10 days. So that is something I can
मेरी
assure you.
एक चीज एक मेरे दिमाग में है आइडिया कि भी जो एजुकेशन है जो लेसन्स हैं उनको मैं ग्राफिक्स और एनिमेशंस और ये जो कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं उनके थ्रू मैं पढ़ाऊँ. एक इंटरेस्टिंग बच्चा जो है बहुत इजीली ग्रैस्प कर ले वो स्टोरी और डोनाल्ड वो मिकी या कुछ इस तरह के कैरेक्टर्स के थ्रू.
कर सकते हैं. आप आपके क्रिएटिविटी के ऊपर है. दैट इज वेयर द ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर आप क्रिएटिव है और यदि आपको इस टाइप का कोई भी आइडिया है, हम लोग का इनफैक्ट वी विल एक्चुअली आई विल शो यू लाइव डेमो हाउ यू कैन डू इट, एंड देन यू कैन डू इट ऑन योर ओन. इनफैक्ट आपका वो असाइनमेंट रहेगा कि 10 दिन के अंदर आप आपका जो कोर्स कंटेंट खत्म कीजिए और उसको आपको लॉन्च करना है. आई विल हेल्प यू इन डूइंग दैट. सो आई कैन
थैंक यू
एश्योर
सो
यू
मच.
दैट 10 days you will be able to do it easily because आपको
ओह
इतना
थैंक.
एक्सपीरियंस है. So and honestly, like in the previous batch we had 3 or 4 people who were like 60 plus, and they all were like retired कि क्या करना है आगे. And good thing is like they showed so much of enthusiasm. So for example, one of my seniors, I think some of my friends from SPJ and they know him, NS Krishnan. So he became like first 1 or 2 days he was like observant, but after day 3 he got an idea that hey, I want to do a cricket coaching for children between 14 to 18, where using the power of AI I want to do a coaching for them. और वो कहीं पे भी हो दुनिया में, because अभी आप देखेंगे तो क्रिकेट जो है it is becoming popular in lot of associate countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, PNG, Papua New Guinea, and so many different countries. So he was telling now, and he has a lot of contacts in Tamil Nadu Cricket Association. So he was telling I will probably bring 1 or 2 cricketers and then we can do a online program where they just record their videos and send to us, and we will help them in terms of how they should correct their stance, what kind of training they should do, everything, right? It's complete coaching. And then maybe 1 or 2 day workshop where they go there to Malaysia or Singapore or wherever, and they do a 2 or 3 day camp where they can teach all these things. So even before they go there, all the basic things are covered, and then in that 2 to 3 days offline program, they will be able to help them to improve their cricketing skills, right? And similarly, there was another lady who's just retired from Standard Chartered Bank, and she wants to become an independent director. So a lot of ideas just came, and then they also, like, because honestly I feel that 60 जो एज होता है ना, ये गवर्नमेंट या कंपनीज एक थप्पा लगा देते कि आप रिटायर्ड हो. आई वुड से दैट पीपल हैव सो मच ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस. एंड अगेन दूसरा ये है कि अदर थिंग पीपल से दैट मेरे पास तो भी बहुत पैसा है, व्हाई शुड आई डू इट. नाउ द पॉइंट इज बहुत पैसे का डेफिनेशन क्या होता है. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, lot of people throughout their life, they would have done so much for their children that they would have never enjoyed life, right? So this is probably a time you earn, you can go on a world tour, you can go on a tirth yatra, you can help NGOs, you can set up an NGO, you can help so many people. So before we leave the world, if you can help 10, 20, 100,000, whatever number of people, that's a legacy that we are leaving behind. And people don't think from that perspective, but that is what it enables you to do, right? So I would still say that you should never look at, because age is just a number. End of the day, if you can leverage your experience and use AI, it can create wonders, and you can create a lot of income which you can use for so many good things. So that is my way of looking at it.
Can I
So
attend
that's
at
great.
4 p.m.?
हाँ, आप कर सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. 4 बजे आप कीजिए, आपको जैसे जो भी कन्वीनियंट है. बिकॉज थोड़ा
4
एग्जांपल्स,
बजे
इनफैक्ट दैट विल बी मोर यूजफुल आल्सो, क्योंकि मॉर्निंग में क्या होता है कि हम लोग थोड़ा एक्सेल, पावर पॉइंट और वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट और डेटा एनालिसिस, विजुअल डैशबोर्ड, वो सब देखते हैं, तो मे नॉट बी
बेटर है.
वेरी. सो यू कैन कम इन द आफ्टरनून बैच 4 to 5.
ठीक है, अदरवाइज नहीं तो मैं इवनिंग में फिर इवनिंग में कर सकती हूँ. मॉर्निंग का थोड़ा सा मुझे 8:15 मुश्किल लग रहा है.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, इसीलिए हम लोग ने थोड़ा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी रखा है फॉर विमेन हु आर मोस्टली लुकिंग एट अ करियर ब्रेक और रीस्टार्टिंग देयर करियर, या कुछ नया शुरू करना है, तो 4 to 5 विल बी अ गुड टाइम, इज व्हाट आई पर्सनली फील. सो दैट्स द रीजन वी हैव दैट ऑप्शन. तो आप जरूर
4
जरूर
to
ज्वाइन कीजिए.
5 and 9, both the sessions I will attend. 4 to 5 and then
हाँ,
in the at 9.
दैट्स फाइन, टोटली फाइन, बट एग्जाम्पल्स अलग अलग रहेंगे, बिकॉज
Okay.
मॉर्निंग और इवनिंग में यू विल हैव मोर वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स.
That's
सो देयर क्वेश्चंस विल बी मोर इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द इंडस्ट्री,
Mhm.
ऑटोमोटिव में क्या हो रहा है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में क्या हो रहा है. सो डिस्कशन थोड़ा अलग रहेगा, बट यू आर मोर देन, लाइक, you can, in fact it is
more exposure.
applicable to all of you, right? You can attend
More
morning
exposure.
session, evening session, both sessions, because end of the day there is no dearth of knowledge, right? You can always acquire, and you will see that the sessions that happen in the morning and evening, the energy levels will be very different, so you will experience that.
I'm eagerly waiting.
Surely, most welcome.
So
Thank you
that's
so
great,
much.
Anandji.
Thank you so much.
Anandji, it was great because in the interest of time, because time is
Hey,
running
I just
fast.
wanted to check, anyone has any other questions, we can take that
Uh,
before we wind up. किसी
yes,
को
they
और,
can later on also they can ask the question, no issues,
yeah,
because
anyways they are all in
in
the
the
group
group,
also, so I
in
can
the group.
answer that.
So
Yeah.
many thanks for the this benefit of audience. I would like to inform you that Anand ji ki jo hai, a set of 10 books is being launched in the World Book Fair in New Delhi from 1st to 9th February का है. और इनका launch जो है वो 10 किताबों का. You can meet him personally there, and definitely he will give you the details. I think second को है आपका आनंद जी launch. तो
सेकंड को
second
मेरा
को
है 5:30 से 7 बजे का स्लॉट है मेरा.
तो 2nd February आपको, क्योंकि if you are from different parts of the country, I am sure
If
many
someone is there
people
in
are
Delhi, I would definitely
is
love to meet you in person, so आप लोग आ
Delhi
सकते हैं. And the
and
e-book will be launched a bit early, sir. सुशील जी, so क्या होगा कि e-book जो है, like for example the first one may get launched as early as like 1st or 2nd of January, and then the other 10 books probably before even the book fair happens, it will be launched. So if you want to read that on a Kindle, if you're okay with reading that on Kindle, you can do it. If you want a physical copy, it will be available post 2nd of February. So, and
So
anyone who's in and around Delhi, we can. I would be in fact very happy to meet you in person. You can come down to Pragati Maidan where this happens.
yes, yes, sure, sure. We'll surely come. The people from NCR, at least they can meet you personally. And this was enlightening. And for the benefit of audience, I would like to inform as the next batch is going to be held from 2nd January, and we will provide this recording of this session which we have conducted right now. It will be available in the this social media channels of Anandji and my social media channel also. In the name of that will be Professor, and there also it will be, and I would like to inform all the persons that they can reach to, they can share, subscribe, and send it to all others who can listen, and then be part of this on 2nd January, so that you can enroll maximum people, because in fact you will be helping your nears and dears, you will be helping so
Sujil
many
ji,
people
sorry,
with
one
you.
one quick thing I just forgot. So actually, the program that will be launched in the future is going to be 2,999. But for people who are joining today, it is going to be 1,299 only, right? So they don't have to pay 2,999. That is going to be the launch when it happens during the real, like after Pongal. But for 2nd January, it is going to be 1,299, and for women on career break, it is 999 only, not even 1,299. Because obviously, my intent is to help as many people as possible. So for that program, it is going to be 999. For rest of you, it is going to be 1,299, which I still feel like 100 rupees per day roughly will be like maybe 120 rupees or whatever. So like one tea and two samosas, that is what will be the cost. And more than that, it will be like a healthy thing that you will be feeding to yourself.
Yes, yes, definitely. That it was really enlightening, and I can vouch for it that in 10 days it is equivalent to your MBA in AI, because I feel that your this MBA will be complete in 10 days, and it is nothing. This 999, whether it is 999 or whether it is 1,299, it is nothing. I am sure that it is even 2,999, it is worth it. But I am sure that as Anandji wants to reach to maximum number of people, and definitely we will also this help so many people. We can help so many people who are thinking that what to do next. So for them also, this session, 10-day session will be very enlightening. So once again, I thank you, Anandji, very much for sparing out time for all of us. And it was really very wonderful and information. And at the same time, I also thank our audience who were part of it and who interacted also. And definitely, I'm sure that you not only you will this enroll for this program, but also you will help others to enroll for this program. So, Anandji, with these words, we end the session. And thank you so much for being